Welcome to Small Town Big Mouths podcast, where our three hosts will be unraveling tales about dating and life in general that will have you laughing, nodding your head, and even cringing in sympathy. So sit back, buckle up, and get ready for the ride.
Hey everyone, this is Misty. What's up?
And this is Nikki. How are you guys doing out there?
And this is Amber, your one and only. Okay, you guys, we're just going to get right into it. So I read an article, and it seems to be that somebody was in space for 371 days, but they were only supposed to be there for 180.
300 is... That's over a year.
Right?
That is over here. What the hell?
It just clicked in my brain right now. So I mean, my first question, I guess, to you guys is like, did he run out of stuff? Like toilet paper? I don't know what you have in space. Do you have toilet paper? Are you taking a shit? Like,
I don't float away.
I don't really know.
Was he with anybody else?
There was two other people. It says what should have been a 180-day mission turned into a 371-day stay abroad the International Space Station.
Okay.
So, wait, hold on. Before you guys say anything else, that's not even the longest record of being in space.
What's the longest record of being in space?
437 days, and that was by Russia space
Okay, but
people.
maybe those people planned to be in space that long. These people sounded like they did not plan to be in space that long.
They did not plan it.
Right.
So and obviously, were they just going to the moon?
You know, I didn't read into it that far.
And it's three dudes?
Yes. And so
they needed a lot
in 371 days, how many times do you think they went around the Earth?
How many times do you think they jacked off? 3 dudes. I'm sorry.
I'm over here thinking about how many times they took a shit, and she's wondering how many times they jacked off. How many times did they go around the Earth? Well, 371 times? I don't know.
6,000 times.
Holy shit.
Well, they must have been so bored. They're like over it.
How many times a day is that? Can somebody get out a calculator?
I mean, do you think it was like that scene in there's that movie. Look, kids, Big Ben. Look, kids, Big Ben. Look, kids, Big. They're like, look, there's China. Look, there's China. Look, there's China. Like 6,000 times.
No, but I think they would want to come back, right?
Oh my God. Yes.
So wait, what? Wait, they got stuck?
Yeah, they got stuck.
Okay, how'd they get back?
You're asking too many questions now. Let me send you the article.
Okay.
But you know how many miles they traveled?
No.
371 days, okay?
Okay.
157 million miles
Oh my God.
they tracked.
That's a lot. Yeah.
So,
I can't even wrap my head around that.
Would you?
Yeah, me
Question. Would you, if you had the free ticket, would you go to space?
No.
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 Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you see what happened to those people who went to the bottom of the ocean? Fuck that.
Well, okay. I mean, let's take that out of the equation.
Okay.
Let's say that's not going to happen.
Okay. So if I had the chance to go, and I for sure I'm not gonna fucking implode or die.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I'd go.
Okay.
So, and no, I don't think so. Not after the ocean thing.
No, but if you weren't, if that wasn't going to happen.
She's saying it's 100% guaranteed. You're gonna be fine. You're gonna come back. Everything's gonna be fine.
How are you going to guarantee that?
Well, you
there is
can't.
no guarantee.
Exactly.
But she's in a hypothetical world where everything is perfect and all men are great. I'm just saying.
Sure, Bob.
Because what would not be guaranteed, obviously, is lost in space. That's
Right.
True. No,
Right.
that's true. Yeah. So that could happen, but no implosion.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? You've got the
But
supplies.
you could be gone, like, let's say, like this. Like, let's say, okay, Misty, we're going to go up in space for a week.
Yeah.
And it doesn't turn into a week. It turns into, like, 7 months.
Yeah. So then you're saying no.
Yeah, I'm not okay with that.
Okay.
I'm cool if you can tell me, like, how long I'm going to be gone and I'm coming back.
Okay.
Like, but if you're going to say, oh, we're going to put you up there and, I don't know, we're going to try and get you back in a week, that would be a hard no because I would miss life.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't look like the article goes into a lot of detail. But the guy
That's a
says...
shitty writer.
Yeah. Well, I don't even... Kens5.com? I mean, I don't know. But the guy's like, I didn't agree to be gone for a year.
Right. Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I'm like, at least you're home, right?
Yeah, at least you did get home.
Yeah.
That's
for
true.
Sure.
Well, and I feel like he's an astronaut, right?
Yeah,
it's not some random Joe off the street that went up in space. He's an astronaut. So you know when you go up there, you're taking that chance. I get it. You didn't agree to be up there for a year, but you agreed to go into space. I mean, police don't agree to get killed when they're out there, but that could happen.
That could happen.
But imagine being the wife.
I mean, do you want me to for real?
I mean,
Does a life insurance policy kick in after so many days?
Oh.
I mean,
that's true.
he's still alive.
But they didn't know that.
Oh, they didn't know that?
Oh, that's a whole nother story, because you have to have a death certificate to prove life insurance. And would you just never get a death certificate?
Yeah, how would you get a death certificate
I
if they
mean,
didn't
there
know?
has to be a certain amount of days.
Someone had to Someone had to know that they were alive, though, right? Someone had to know.
The article is very brief.
Yeah, whoever wrote that sucks.
That's interesting stuff.
I've never even heard of that .com before.
Well, I
Yeah.
love that we're starting out our podcast
Yes.
about space.
Here.
Cheers, ladies, to
Cheers.
this. Woo! Clean, clean.
It's been a long time coming.
It has. It has.
Numerous hours.
Let's talk about that. With this being said, I went back. Okay, I went back to messages, and it started with a rant. I had a rant Facebook post.
No way.
And actually, I don't rant very much. I'm more of the share the memories, share the quotes, the cutie videos, but whatever reason that day. And it was May 23rd, and I had a rant, and Nikki, you had my back. You had my back in this rant. So through Messenger, she's saying, like, really? Oh my God, who is this guy? And I'm like, I know, but he's actually like a good friend of mine, but what the hell? And then you're like, wait, who's this? Who's that? So literally, he kept chiming in. And then we're going further. And because Nikki works in the bar scene, I'm like, oh, I wonder if you know him. Actually, you don't. He's a bouncer, right?
Let's not say names.
No names, no names. But then this is great though. But then you looked at the Facebook. I don't know him, but I hate judging people. And he looks trashy. And you know, girl, when they have to talk about it 95% of the time, that's because that's all they are is talk. That's what you said.
I still stand by that.
Yeah. And you went on to say, and you're like, people think success is measured by money. It's not. You can have all the money in the world and still not be successful at love, at life, and with family and friends. He may be successful in his own mind, but if he truly was a success, he wouldn't feel like he needed to be arguing that right now. And that's just my opinion. I'm like, he's not successful because I know him.
Right.
And then we go on to say, we need a damn podcast. Like, this is the crap that we would be talking about.
And there it is.
And then there it is. And then through this message, Amber then chimes in and she's like, what? I've been wanting to do a podcast. And then that's where it got started. So
2 weeks later, we all had dinner.
Yeah, but this is back in May. God, what, June, July, August, September, October. 5 months. It's taken 5 months to get it going.
Hot girl summer.
We did have a hot girl summer.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
I think we all did our own things over the summer and then came back together at the end of the summer to try and figure this out. And then, it was definitely trial and error. Definitely bought some things we didn't need. Didn't know. It's nobody's fault. Shit happens. I think people think that it's real easy. Get a microphone, get a recorder, bam, you can make a podcast. Not that easy, kids.
It's not. Yeah, I'm learning. Yeah.
We're still learning.
Yeah, we're still learning. Yeah. In fact, we're probably going to get feedback from this shit. It's going to tell us a little bit more about ourselves.
It's definitely a learning curve.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
But I think it's something that we were all interested in because, well, like our name. This is a small town. We have big mouths. We all like to talk. So to share the microphone with three other people, three of us total, we're all talkers. We all have a story. We all want to tell it. And we all can talk about pretty much anything, I feel like.
Yeah. And you know what I loved? I really loved that we were three women that came together and like you didn't know her. You know what I mean? I knew both you guys, but the dynamic, the first time we met was like, oh, this is gonna be good. Like,
who knew when I met you 2 years ago?
No, I know. At Bunko.
Yeah.
At Bunko.
I love Bunko.
Right.
You do.
But I think
you do. I don't mind it. I just don't know if I want to commit.
I think our readers, our listeners need a little tiny bit of backstory on maybe you guys.
Ooh.
So I'm just going to say, so you guys can chime in wherever you want after this. Misty and Amber are both, I want to make sure I say it correctly because someone told me I said it wrong the other night. You're widowed or you're widowers?
No, the ers are men.
Okay, so you're
Yeah.
widows. You're widows.
Yes.
So both of them have lost a loved one that they were married to. And that in itself is like a whole show probably. But that is what bonded you guys together. And then I had met Misty through a friend. And then I met Amber, obviously, from Misty. So
Definitely.
Yeah. And that's what was crazy because we're young.
Right.
And in my experience, when it first happened, older people would lose their loved one, not young, you know what I mean?
We're too young.
And I knew like it happened. I mean, I would see the news, I would hear about it, but then until it happens to you,
Right.
you're like, oh shit, like life is short and it can happen at any moment. You know what? He left for work and never came back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
And so that's what's crazy. So when I met her, I was like, whoa, okay, wow, I met somebody, like, you know, face to face. So we had this little story, and immediately we shared Facebook, you know, oh, we need to add each other. And I was telling her about widow sites, and she, you know, tell me a little bit about her story. And you know, that is a bond in itself. And I think about when people get on Facebook groups, right? Or just any groups, you go to meetings, you go there because these people can relate with you.
Right.
And I did like that. That's what her and I was like, okay, all of a sudden
Something that
you
you
can
share
relate.
in common.
Yeah.
And it was
Yeah.
closer. It wasn't like some you know what I mean? Like we were strangers,
Right.
but we had mutual friends.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit different. I mean, because you don't think, like, one thing I've learned is you can't judge anybody for anything they do when they're grieving or going through a trauma experience like that, because your head's not in the right spot. You make decisions that you shouldn't be making. I know I've definitely done that, you know, over the course of it'll be 6 years in November. And it's difficult. It hits me like a ton of bricks sometimes. And, I mean, that's another episode.
And
going
I
into
think
that,
the listeners
but-
need to understand too that you're on a 6 year, where Misty, you're like
3 years.
3 years.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're double whatever she has been through at this point. So I mean, I don't have any input on that because I've never lost someone that I was married to. I've lost loved ones, of course we all have, but I haven't lost someone that I was married to.
Yeah.
You know.
And you know, it's so crazy because when you talk about that, it's weird that we're going on grief, but you know, I think people try to relate with you because, like you said, they lost a loved one and they're like,
It's not the same.
it's not the same, and it's not the same. Like, you know, what could be worse? Oh, losing a child? No, that's different.
Yeah,
it's
for sure.
different. It's not that it's worse. Nothing's better. It's all different. You
Right.
know what I mean? When I think of my marriage, I was very happily married. We were becoming empty nesters. We were going to live our best life. We're starting to plan the retirement, plan the future. And then that's gone, like in an instant. Whereas your children, they're not doing that with you. They're going to go have their own futures. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, like, this is taken from you.
Right.
Yeah, so I just, you know, like, for people to understand grief, it's like the best way is it's all individual. Like, you'll never understand it because even if you did lose your spouse, you had a different relationship than this other person did with their spouse. You know what I mean?
I agree with that. And I have 2 young kids. My oldest is about to be 17. My youngest is 11. She told me the other day that, like, she doesn't really remember. She was so young. And, like, I don't know if that's a good thing
This
or
is the 11-year-old.
Yeah. So she was 5. And, you know, you're so young at that age. Like, do you remember memories? Like, very rarely before 5, right? So
I remember memories, but I don't know, like, I couldn't tell you what age I was. Yeah.
Right. So it kind of broke my heart when she said that the other day. Because I'm like, your dad loved you so much, and she looks just like him. And it's difficult. You know, I want her to have memories.
Well,
but
because she got such a short time with him, and then obviously people don't know that they're going to die, so you're not spending precious moments with people, you know, meaning he was just going on about life and
Right.
probably thought he had plenty of time to have all these memories with his
Don't
wife
we
and
all?
his kids. Exactly. I mean, unless you have some sort of, you know, illness that you
disease,
know
or-
something's going to happen to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just don't know. Life is precious. You know, this wasn't supposed to be about a grief topic tonight.
But no, with this being said, we
I
learned a
know.
little bit about what me and Amber. Nikki, what about you?
I got nothing.
No.
I
All right.
I
Tell the listeners like what you do for a living.
I
how
have
you've
been
molded.
bartending 23 years at the Old Town Saloon in Clovis. I have been a bartender 31 years. I found a home where I am at, and I've been married a couple times. I don't want to say anything mean about them, but I have nothing nice to say, so let me just leave it at that.
I love it. You're like, I've been married a couple times.
Yeah,
You know.
I had a few husbands. You know, they're not here anymore. I mean, they're here, but they're not here. Thank God. And I don't mean to like belittle anything
Should
that
I
you guys
give you
are
a
going
shovel?
through. Yeah,
Because you're digging your
I'm
own
like,
hole.
it's it just is what it is, and
And Amber again is getting messages.
I
vibrates.
I mean, don't hate on me.
All of her dating dudes over here.
her roster's checking in. What's going on, girl?
Are you still out there recording?
We are. I lost my mom at a very young age, which is no comparison to losing your husband. You know what I mean? So I have nothing
But I
to
lost my
compare it
mom
to.
at a young age.
How old were you?
13.
Okay, I was 16.
Yeah.
So yeah, you were younger.
Yeah.
And see, I can never figure out if that's like better or not, because you have to think of like I meet people and they're like, oh, my mom just passed away, you know, and they'll be my age, and I'm like, okay, your mom passed away, you're 50, so your mom was like, what, 70, which still is not old. It still is not to me. But in my mind, I'm thinking, I don't know which is better or worse, because my mom never saw me graduate from high school. She never saw me get married. She never saw me have a child. These people that are losing their parents now at our age, they've seen you go through all those things. But is it better? Like you said earlier, I don't know if it's better. There's no comparison because it's just different. But it's real hard growing up without a parent. And I didn't have a father figure either. So, I mean, I had a stepfather, but he's probably with my ex-husband somewhere. I'm not really sure where.
See,
I was the same. I was the same. Didn't
I
have a
have
father
two young
figure.
kids, and like what breaks my heart the most is like they're never gonna have like that father-daughter dance. Who's gonna walk my kids down the aisle one day? Like those are the things I think about. Like he's gonna miss that, you know. And what does that do to my daughters? Like that has to be heartbreaking, because then they gotta choose between like the men that are in their
Right.
lives, you know, or do you just walk down the aisle by yourself? I don't know, but it's definitely a subject I think about. I don't know if they think about that now, but I do.
And I think
So I had my brother walk me down the aisle on my first marriage.
Yeah.
And then when we divorced, we had 13 years. So both Tatum and Jackson, my children, by the way, were from Bob. And then, hi, Bob. And then
Is Bob still with us?
Bob is still with us. Yeah.
Okay.
And we co-parent fine, and we're
Okay.
good, friendly. We even do
you
holidays.
know what Bob stands for?
Of course.
I'm just checking.
He
I was
actually
like,
goes by Rob now.
okay,
Yeah, his name's
good.
Robert.
That's a good move, Bob.
Yeah. I tried to change it. And he ended up changing it after the divorce. I was like, why didn't you want to go for that when I met you?
It
I
was
like,
a rebellious thing.
it was. I was like, you should be Rob. Rob
He's
sounds
like, you know what?
so
Fuck
much
you, Misty. I'm
cooler.
gonna be Rob now.
Sexy.
Rob.
That's right. I know. And
I
so
was
now,
Bob,
so people
not
are like,
Rob.
oh, Rob's your ex? I'm like, no, Bob is my ex. But yeah, you can go ahead and call him Rob now. But anywho, like, that is done. I was single, and then I meet Ken, and he proposes, and so then I had my son walk me down the aisle. So, you know, for your daughters, like, people might just come into their life, or they have this cousin or an uncle, or, you know what I mean? Maybe you remarry. So these other men, but you could, and these other men, like, show up. And I, of course, never thought in a million years my brother would walk me down the aisle, and then my son, you know what I mean? Yeah, so that's what happened. That's what my...
I have such a wall up. I don't think I'll ever get. I mean, I would love to be married again, but I have such a stone wall.
Oh, a wall up.
Yeah.
I heard wallop, like bam, bam, wallop.
Yeah,
you know?
they're gonna get a bam bam.
Okay, you know what? And this is what's crazy, which our listeners, I feel like people should know this. So my daughter's getting married, and she's going to address the envelopes and stuff, right? And so she reaches out to me. It's like, hey, are you bringing anybody, Mom? Who should I do? You know? And I said, you know, I'll more than likely have a guest. Yeah, so just plan on that. And then how to address that. So we are technically still a Mrs., which we looked up and I thought was super cool. So we stay a Mrs. till the end of time unless we get remarried and then divorce. Then we go back to a Ms. So
Interesting.
you're still a Mrs. and I'm still a Mrs. Yes.
I mean, I still say my husband. Even when
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, my husband. Because
So
I
you
I
don't
feel
say
weird.
late?
No, I say my husband.
Oh, I say
And
late.
I don't know if that's weird because, like, it's talking to somebody and you don't know his name, so I just say my husband. My husband this, my husband that. Like, he's still my fucking husband.
Yeah. And you're still a Mrs.
Yeah.
But I say late. I do
know.
say late because I don't know why I do actually. I think about that.
Well, do you think maybe you say that because it saves you a conversation? Because if you said my late husband, then people are like, "Oh, your husband passed away?" Because that's
No, because I'll share that, like my husband. Oh, but he passed away.
okay.
So it's not. I never think about saying my. I think it's just weird to me. Like until I get remarried, or maybe if I was with somebody long enough, then that would change because then they would know his name. So I would say Russell, but it's my husband.
Yeah. No, if people know Ken, I say Ken.
Yeah,
But if I'm talking to strangers, I say late.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we just go about things differently, I never. I mean, how long did it take you to start saying that? My late husband.
Oh gosh, I don't even know. I know that I wore my ring on my left finger for over a year until I switched it to the right.
Yeah.
And then when I did switch it to the right, I have his band and it was on my nightstand, so I wear it underneath the ring. And I've gone on dates and I wear his band with my wedding ring on the right.
Hey, if they don't like it, fuck them.
Oh, 100%. No, I tell him. I'm like, this is my late husband's ring, and I go, it's gonna stay on there really forever. I don't care.
Yeah.
Even because then if I get remarried, I get one on the left. I just one on the right and then one on the left.
I have to tell you guys, like listening and watching and just knowing you guys for just the short amount of time that I've known you, it's like moving to me to listen to you. It almost like makes me sad and want to cry to listen to you guys talk about your late husbands or whatever, and I know both of your circumstances and how it came to be for both of you, and it like tears at my heartstrings to listen to it because like I'm so on the opposite end of that spectrum. Like when I talk about my ex-husbands, it's like, yes, I would like to put forks in their eyes and like I would like for them to be dead.
I mean, I wanted to do that to my husband at times too. So.
And I think I shared with you guys, I tell people, yeah, my ex-husband, he's no longer with us. And they're like, oh, did he pass away? I'm like, no, he's just no longer with me and it's okay. Like, and it's kind of like a joking thing. But then when I meet you guys, it makes me like feel bad that I say those kind of things about them because here you women are that have lost your significant other. You know what I mean? And I don't mean that in any like way to make you guys upset or feel a certain type of way. But it, like when I listen to myself and how I say it, it's a joke to me. Because it's a joke to me. Do you know what I mean? But I would never put you guys on that level.
It doesn't hurt my feelings personally. Okay. How are you gonna be mad at somebody that doesn't know those feelings?
Yeah. Well, if you met him, you'd probably think the same thing. God, I wish he was dead.
Oh God, you know what's crazy? Okay,
two assholes.
Actually, let's talk about this because I will say, first of all, funny that I think people heard the wine pour.
I know. I was just thinking that. I was like, did they hear me pour the wine?
Hey, salute if they did.
Cheers.
But you know what's interesting about that is after it happened, you do go through all the stages of grief, right?
Yes.
So one of the things was, I had this anger because I'm like,
yes.
there's motherfucking people out there, and they can't stand their spouse,
right?
And they are wishing their spouse was dead,
right?
And here I loved him so much. Yes. And like we were so happy. I'm like, really, God? Why don't you take their spouses away? Like, why'd you disrupt a happy marriage?
Right.
So there's like these thoughts that go through because you're like, why? Like that why, And I will say that was one of the things, kind of like what you shed on. It's like, really? There's people that really dislike their spouse. Yes. And they have to, they're still married.
I had a love-hate relationship, but he loved me and I loved him till the end of time.
Well, they say there's a thin line between love and hate. So, like, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I went through hell and back with him.
Right. And so you deserve that. And you deserve every badge that you get to wear because of it. But I think, too, back to that, what you just said, it also, I don't know how to say this correctly, but I don't want it to sound this way, but I thought the same thing about my mom. I loved my mom so much, and there's so many like kids that hate their mom or like they're, they don't have a relationship with their parents, or, they've done terrible things to their parents, I just wanted one more day with my mom.
Yeah.
Like, I love my mom. She was my best friend. She was my everything. And when she died, it was like a part of me died. You know what I mean? And here I am, 52 now. She died when I was 16. I still think about her every single day. Like, did you have a good relationship with your mother?
I did. Yeah.
Okay. So same, probably.
Yeah. I did. She was really sick, so I ended up going to live
What was wrong with your mom?
So my mom died of AIDS.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's a whole nother podcast.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, this podcast actually turned around from what we were talking about, maybe talking about, to like a whole nother level. But that's okay, because maybe there's other people out there that can relate.
Well, because it's our first podcast, I think it's a glimpse into... I mean, my life isn't... I don't want to say my life isn't interesting, because it is in its own right. But it's interesting to know that about both of you and how you guys met. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And how I met Misty... I mean, I met her through a mutual friend. But Misty and I really bonded... This is going to be typical. We were drinking and we went in the bathroom. And then I think we spent a good fucking 20 minutes in there just like, and she was telling, and I was like, what? Oh my God, your husband died? Oh my God. I'm just like, I wanted to cry, and we were both drinking. So it's like, they're probably wondering what the fuck are Misty and Nikki doing in the bathroom in there. Like,
Oh my God.
And I believe you were on a date.
I was on a date.
Yes, she was on a date.
Which I shouldn't have been. I was not ready at all. But
I don't think he was ready.
He wasn't ready. He was really bad. He got wasted.
Mess.
He was a hot mess. Worse than me, which was crazy, right?
No,
because I should have been the hot
worse.
mess.
Yeah.
Because it was, I was still in that grief and that pain
Right.
and misery. But it's so interesting, like what she said earlier, Amber, when you were mentioning that you make all these decisions because your mind's not in the right place. So what I was doing was trying to fill the void. You know what I mean?
Yes.
With like dating and just trying to keep myself occupied to not
think about it
and to not feel and you want to feel like adored again and stuff because that's what was gone. It was taken from me. So but I was so not ready. Yeah.
And even without knowing you and looking at the pictures and things that you post and like videos, you can tell that your husband adored you. So even without knowing Ken, I know that. I know you guys had this great storybook marriage. You guys were totally in love. He loved you so much. So I can see why you would want to go out and try and fill that void again. I get that.
Because because look, this is great stuff right here because you weren't so happy, right? With your exes.
No.
So when you end something, you're like, fuck men.
Yeah.
You probably went through this thing like, I don't want to date. I'm fucking all about me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Isn't that crazy? Because
you were the opposite.
I was the opposite
yes.
because
Looking for the next person to let's, as Vicky says, fill your love tank.
Fill the love tank. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Wait, that's a Bravo.
Hold
You
on.
watch Bravo?
Did you guys watch Orange County? I have been so freaking busy that I haven't been watching, and I started watching an episode. I think I fell asleep to it, and Vicky's been coming back.
Yes.
But fucking Tamara. Oh.
Yeah. Tamara's over the top.
I can't with her no more.
No. She's done. I think she's done. She's trying too hard.
Yeah, she is. She's stirring the pot left and right, and now Heather's going to be gone.
But I love Heather.
I like Heather, too.
Heather is like one of my favorite
I do love
characters.
Heather. Yeah.
Yeah. If I want to be Heather Dubrow when I grow up.
I mean,
I want
don't we
65
all?
million for my house.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right?
Exactly.
Fuck.
Yeah, that's so okay. I knew you watched Bravo,
Yes.
but I didn't know you watched Bravo because you've been quiet about it.
I only watch Orange County and New Jersey.
Oh, and now why that's the only ones?
I used to watch Atlanta when it first came out, but then all the characters changed and I didn't like it. Orange County, I guess maybe because it's California, and New Jersey, I liked when Teresa flipped the fucking table. Like, bitch, I will fuck.
I'm surprised
world.
Beverly Hills. You didn't chime into that one.
I never.
Because it's California.
Yeah.
Yeah, too bougie for me.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
And you don't watch Vanderpump?
Nope.
Vanderpump's good.
It is good.
It is good.
It's good.
Nope.
I mean, my son's girlfriend binged it because she got into Scandal. She's like, "What's this?" And I go, "Oh, girl, you gotta start from the beginning."
Yeah.
And she binged it, and now is super excited for the season 11, which is coming up. By the
But
way.
what got? Here we go on a whole nother subject. What got you into watching it? Like you were already watching Bravo and you just watched it.
because of Lisa Vanderpump, because Beverly
That's right, 'cause
Hills.
she was on Beverly Hills.
And then they did like a trailer
Yes, that's
with
right.
her restaurants.
Yes.
And what was funny was I didn't originally think that would be my jam. I told my daughter, because she was younger in high school, and I would watch the Real Housewives stuff. And my daughter didn't get it because she's young.
Yeah.
And I go, oh my gosh, you're going to love this younger one. You know, Vanderpump, they're more your age, the restaurants. Like pretty soon you're going to be able to apply for jobs at restaurants. Like you're going to get it. And so I started watching it, and she still didn't pick up on it. I think she was just a little too young. But within a couple of years, she did. And then, you know, she got hooked too. Now she's Bravo girl.
Right. I mean, if I could only have one channel on my TV, it would be Bravo, because my TV never leaves that channel. Like, I don't even know why I pay any sort of anything, because that's all I watch is Bravo. You could turn on my TV right now and Bravo is on. That is just like...
That is wrong right now.
Okay, well, right now there is music on. But if you flipped on the cable that I still have, old lady, you would see that I'm calling myself an old lady.
Hey, I still have cable too.
Okay.
Oh my god! Okay, this is another conversation. I just got rid of mine. I literally
can't. I
last
like
month.
to record my shit. I want to go home and.
But you don't.
flip
Okay,
and
but
do
you
that.
don't have to record it because it's recorded on Hulu. On that, it's already there.
Yeah, I don't want to have a bunch of subscriptions. I pay like $60 a month through DirecTV because I call and I fucking, you know.
But you have to add those channels that have those shows.
No, I don't. I have all that. $60 a month. $30 for internet.
See, I need to get on that plan, because
Yeah.
You just gotta call and be like, look, I have my cell phones through you. I have this. Like, I've been a long time customer.
Yeah.
But I'm not. I have Comcast.
Fuck Comcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Xfinity. Yeah.
So yeah, whatever.
And
Look, that's
they
how old
charge
I am.
it-
I have Comcast.
Yeah.
If they charge
No, it's the
charge
same,
an
girl.
Oh, okay.
That's how old you are.
Hey, if
I call
Comcast,
it Comcast.
It's Xfinity, Comcast.
Oh, okay.
if there's any sales reps listening that work for Xfinity, you guys suck. If you want to call me and give me a great deal, I may rethink that. But for now, it's DirecTV.
Yeah.
You said you have your phone through them. What is that?
AT&T.
Oh, okay.
Oh, because they're through. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, so on this note, I told her, or you weren't here.
Us.
Yeah, us. Okay, no. But this is how dumb I am. So I call because I get rid of cable. It's supposed to lower my bill. Okay? I turn the boxes in, all of it. I'm excited. I'm like $100 I'm saving a month. I call and I'm like telling the story, like, wait, I got rid of my stuff, turned in my boxes. How on earth has my bill doubled? And he's like, oh, let me go through the charges. And he goes, well, you know, you paid $30 a month for your landline. I went, what? No, I don't have a landline. And I haven't in 10 years. I've been paying $30 a month for a landline that I don't have. So I was like, oh, you guys owe me. I was like, I have not. I go, what phone number is it? He told me the number. I go, no. Looked at it. There's never been a call off of this number. And so now it's under investigation, 7 to 10 day window on what that's going to look like. Is that crazy?
That is crazy.
Like if they credit me back, that's thousands of dollars.
They're not going to credit.
They're
you.
gonna.
I know, but
They're going to be like, you should have checked your bill. You should have I
know, but still, I literally have a couple of times I've talked to them. It wasn't mentioned because I said, "Can you explain my
Right.
charges?" They didn't mention it, and then because of the Wi-Fi,
Roger
I
that.
thought you needed. That's Roger. That's Nikki's dog, Roger. So if you hear the tail hitting the
He
window,
wants to come in.
But I thought you needed a landline for your Wi-Fi because back in the day you did.
Dial-up internet.
Yeah.
AOL.
So I just thought you always kind of needed it because I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know either.
Yeah.
And I don't even know what's on my bill. I just send them money because I know my bill's coming.
So here's the problem. I don't know if you've realized over the last probably 5 to 7 years, everything is becoming a subscription. Because what's $10 out of your account? What's you know what I mean? Like anything under 25, you're probably not really paying attention to, right? It's $25. So if people forget gym memberships, Netflix, Hulu, some people have multiple Netflix accounts and like, oh, Netflix, like, and then 10 days later there's another Netflix. Like, subscriptions are the way to go. Why do you think you need to subscribe to us?
That's right.
You know what I mean? Hit that subscribe button. Forget about it. It's okay. But just know, we are still here.
And on that note, ladies,
Are we
this resident bartender has to get herself ready for work.
All right. Well, let's end it. We got to end it with our heat wave. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
You go first.
All right. So, to our listeners, what we are going to call heat wave, because we live in the Central Valley and it gets hot as shit here, as you all know. So, our heat is going to be like we're mad, right? Angry. And our wave is going to be like, hey, hello. We welcome it. So, we're going to go through our, like, kind of our past week, our past couple of weeks. We're going to launch every other week right now. So, I'll start with my heat of what I'd be angry with. And I'm really going to go back on freaking my cable shit. Because I'm pissed. And I'm hoping that I get some sort of credit, at least that I don't owe this bill. And I am going to pay more attention to subscriptions and these little amounts. I mean, there's an app too. So I need to get on that. Get on that app and it goes through all your subscriptions and stuff.
Right.
So that's my heat right now. Just those little things that we do tend to forget about. And now, my bank account's drained.
Yeah, $3,600.
Fucking 36.
That's how much you paid in 10 years for $30 a month. Yeah, $3,600.
Yeah, they owe
We
me.
could have went on vacation.
We still might. Hey, it's under investigation. Okay, and then my wave. You know what? I'm gonna say my wave is this tonight. We launched, and after 5 months of talking about it, we finally did it, and we almost didn't. I mean, our schedules with work wasn't panning out, and you know what? I commend Amber. She's like, no, team player. We're doing this. You come anyways. We figure it out. And I was like, she's right. I gotta go.
I was like, I hope this doesn't sound mean, but I'm like, I got a fucking busy schedule. I have kids that I haven't even seen, like, basically for a week.
They don't care.
And then I'm leaving again. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, holy fuck. Like, if I can do it after the shitty week I've had, like, you could fucking do it. We're doing it. And I said, if the only thing we do is figure this shit out, how it works, it's a fucking win. And great, guess what? We fucking touched down tonight.
We did. We did.
A win-win-win.
We won.
I love it. And I already have people that have chimed in. They wanted to be on. They wanted to do it with us. Like, oh, no. Three's a crowd already. I go, we good.
Yeah, we will be having guests. We're just not to that point yet. So does that bring me to my heat and my wave?
Sure does.
Okay. My heat is the Asian nail salon down the street. You ladies already heard this. I had the manager talk so crazy to me, but I've been going to this girl for over a year, and she does such a good job that I don't want to go anywhere else. So I put my tail between my legs and apologized to this man for I don't even fucking know what, because he was yelling at me. So I don't know. So, and my wave, I'd have to say all of this. I'd have to say getting this, and I know you already said that, but getting this together, making it happen, getting our recording done, putting our stuff out there tonight, like, it was very exciting. And I want to give a shout out to my friend Alex and his friend Damon, I believe his name is, that also do a podcast that turned us on to some great equipment. And we would have probably been still stressing and pulling our hair out and trying to figure out how to make what we had work. So I want to thank them for sure. And then I also want to thank my DJ, Josh Bravo, because he came over and helped try and hook up all that equipment. And I want to thank my neighbor, Steve. He's in a band. They're a great band. They are called... I cannot remember the name of his band. I'll remember that for next time. But anyway, he came over and helped us too. So between those two guys and then Alex and his partner with their podcast, they helped us get like the equipment that we needed, and we got everything squared in and dialed away, and that is my wave of the week.
I hate sharing personal shit. So I hate this, but...
That's your heat.
So I'm going to say that's my heat, but no, really, I think I've had a really stressful last 7 days. And I seem to always just try to be positive and always try to put a smile on. But this week has been really tough for me. And it's coming into fall. It's like that time of year. Because November is 6 years. And you can't fight it. It's like your body knows. And as I'm not a very emotional person. So to have these feelings and be emotional and cry and like, I fucking hate it. Like, I just hate it. And so yesterday I actually called my dad because I'm like, I need to talk to my dad. And so I cried a little bit, and, you know, we relate on a different level. And, you know, he, like, sends me positive shit all the time. And he's like, look, like, it is what it is. Like, but you have to keep moving forward. You're like, you have this great personality, you're always positive, and you're this and you're that and you're strong. And I was like, I'm fucking tired. Like, I'm tired, you know?
Yeah.
But you know what? Having that conversation with my dad, it brought me back, and I needed that. Like, I was like, hallelujah, because like, even, you know, the person I work for, he's like, hey, are you okay? Like, and I'm like, honestly, no, I'm not. And work has been stressful, but here we are. And I'd have to say that my wave is that we all bring something different to the table. And maybe I'm a little pushy.
No, you're good.
No, but, you know, and I don't want to ever come across mean or anything, but like, it's all stressful for us, you know? So I'm just I'm grateful that we have this opportunity and we're doing it together. So
Yes.
Absolutely.
All right. So, do we end with Roger that?
Roger that.
Well, but with that being said, make sure you tell our listeners. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on, what is it, X?
X now. Yeah, it's not
X
Twitter
now.
anymore.
We have a TikTok account. We have an Instagram account. We have a Facebook account. Like it, share it, find it, follow us, check all the boxes, make suggestions, DM us, whatever needs to be done so we can just get better and better and grow our audience.
Yes.
Yes.
Join us for this journey.
Yeah, we'd love content. So if you go on our Instagram, Facebook, whatever, message us and then tell us things that maybe you'd want to hear about in our valley or just across, you know, the board, and we'll try to get to it.
I would love some questions.
Yeah. All right.
Different opinions.
Yeah.
All right, Roger that.
Roger that.
Roger that.